welcome to another video. This is Gaming with Prof and Navi, and I'm Navi. Today we are playing Dungeons. We are in World 0. I'm in World 2, which is like the volcanic area, I guess. We're going to play this first dungeon, and I did speed up in between the actual dungeon and like the timer down to the dungeon, as well as the loot at the very end when the dungeon is cleared. Otherwise, in between, this is real time, so that way you have a better sense of how long it'll take you. And it's not really that long. I mean, it's a fun game. I got Babyface and I got Paint Green on it. Evie plays as well. Obviously, Prof plays. And it doesn't take too long. Unfortunately, I was recording this without any of my friends, and so I just went with a random. We've got Red Master here with me today for this first dungeon. But yeah, so here you'll see I am playing with my mage, and sometimes people will ask, oh, what's the best class? Depends what you want to be. If you want to be a mage, this is the light mage. This is the final evolution of us. There's a berserker, which will hold the axes, like 2 axes in each hand, and then, or like one giant one, and then like you've got like a big swooping motion for the one giant axe or sword, depending on what it is. And then I think the third one is like paladin. And World 0, the creators, they are working on introducing more, so they're going to have other classes come out as well. So, you know, we just got to stay tuned. It's a lot of work to go into a game like this, so I'm proud of the progress they've made. We just got to be a bit more patient as it rolls out. But yeah, it's super fun. As you see, even with my mage, because I am a higher level, I am able to hold my own in these dungeons. I like to run around and get the attention of all the baddies together, so that way it's just fighting mobs at once rather than one at a time. If you are solo, you can do the one at a time because obviously you don't want to take too much damage. But yeah, when they're all in a pile, they all get damage when you hit them, so I just find that is easier. Now, this one's tricky. You've got to line up properly or this giant hammer is going to get you. Sometimes I lose sight of where they are. Oh, these 3. Hello. Bye. Oh, Red Master got knocked. Are you okay back there? I don't think you can just run through. I've seen people try to do that, but you got to time it, which sucks, but, you know, just take a minute. You'll get through eventually. Where is it? There it is. Oh my goodness. Goblin Gatekeeper. I hate the ones, the slingshot ones. I don't like those guys. Talk about trouble. And also you're hearing obviously the sounds of the game. I did not attach music today. I decided to record the game sounds. This part of the dungeon gives me anxiety. The walls are closing in. Ah! Run, little mage. Run! Oh my goodness. It gets entirely too cramped for my liking. Oops, I did not move out of the way. So I'm hoping you've gathered. At the top, we've got the health bars of the either the mini bosses or the mission bosses. It'll depend where along the dungeon you are, but it'll tell you. So just keep your eyes out. This is a pretty wide open dungeon space. I find this one. So yeah, this dude was hiding behind one of those giant pillars. But anyways, we found him. Now you can't hide. My pet is the one that does that little like lava meteors or whatever he's doing. I don't even know. But that is quite the noisy attack that he does. Anyways, let's beat this guy, shall we? Perfect. Jump at the crystal. Got it. Claim your mission in the corner. Get a couple extra things. And let's get through this. So now we're going to go into the second dungeon. Like I've said before, because a lot more people are playing now, just take a moment and wait in the spawn for the party to show up. Oh, so we're going to fight the Mama Quilladile, whatever you want to say. She knocked me way back. Whoa. Don't run away. You just knocked me out, woman. Come back here. If you skip with G, obviously, which my partner there did, you're able to run off ahead, but because I'm recording, I'm keeping everything in. But you can press G to skip the little cutscenes. Okay, this is embarrassing. I almost always fall on these darn pillars. Oh, gosh. I just can't. Anyways, it's not hard. Beat the cobras. There is that elite cobra there, which is purple, if you guys noticed. See, everybody else is red, but there's this one elite. He or she will drop extra loot. So that's fun, but yeah, silly Immutable. It's a trap to defeat the snakes. Of course it's a trap. Of course Navi fell into the trap. Of course I did. But again, you can either run around and get the snakes all together, or just do them one at a time, like I am here. And if you're solo, like if you aren't able to get anybody with you, you're always able to just pull one away at a time. So that way you don't risk dying. Because if you see down by my health bar, which is now pink because I've got my little, what am I going to call this? Force field? Sure. Since I've got my little protection spell on, I've got 2 hearts beside the pink health bar. Those 2 hearts are how many times you can die, and then you have to give up. You can't continue. I swear it used to be 3 during the demo, but anyway. Oh no! The bridge was a fake! Where am I? How did I get stuck in the waterfall? These guys are annoying. Try to get them into a bundle to fight. Again, unless you're solo and you want to go one at a time. Do what works for you. Figure out a way, but I like to try to bundle them up. It's just easier because then they all take damage. There's an elite again, and the elite, I'm not sure if I've ever said this, but it was one of the updates that World Zero did. When we first started playing, which I believe was like a year ago, there wasn't any elites, and then they introduced that with one of their updates, and the elites are like it's like a mini boss within the group of mobs, and they do drop more loot, and I believe you get more experience for them too, so it's not so bad. It's not like any of them are, yeah, it's increased difficulty, but I mean, why not, right? And look, see, there's only 1 out of the 3. Come on. It's not too bad. And now, I know I was mentioning classes earlier. I just realized this person with me, I'm going to call them Zen. Zen is also a mage, but we're doing fine because sometimes people are like, oh, the light mage sucks. Well, just because you don't like a class doesn't mean it sucks, right? Like, can we be honest? If you want to be the tank, be the tank. If you want to be like the defending tank, be the paladin. But if you want to be a light mage, be a light mage. You do whatever one you want out of the ones that are available. Like I said, they were thinking about adding 3 more. I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe one was going to be like an archer. And when you're going through the classes, if you look on the very right side, there's inventory and then classes is K. So maybe I'll break that down one of these days. But when you're choosing, it's when you hit specific levels, you're able to continue to the next class. And as you go through, you can just choose them. And then currently, World Zero has introduced, like the missions up at the very top where it says defeat Mama Quilladil. When you defeat these things, some of them give you the reward of a boss badge and a tier class badge, and you're able to change your class with that. Otherwise, I would just have to be a light mage because I've been a light mage. That's what I chose. And throughout all 3 steps, I was a mage, and then a mage, and then a light mage, right? Like, I just stayed with it. But you would be able to choose between Berserker and Paladin if you chose to use those tier class changes. You do need to have like 25 badges or so to do it. So, you know, you're going to have to defeat quite a few missions and quite a few of the quests along the way as well. When we get into the mission boss, this is where you use X for your final. That might not work with the 2 of us because we're both mages. X as my final light mage works much better if there's people doing physical damage. And so since mages are not doing physical damage, we're doing like magic damage. It's a little different. But anyways, I can put it aside. I've got my pet. Oh, she's got the crazy lightning strikes. So, I mean, we're getting damage. I'm not too concerned. If you are solo, you're just going to run back when you're getting hit a bit. I'm not too concerned about getting hit. Like, it's not going to do that much damage. But if you start losing a lot of HP, just run. Run around in circles and keep throwing damage. And if you're like me and these things are not the level that you need, sell them. You get lots of money, and then you're able to increase the weapons, or upgrade your weapons and stuff. You got to pay for all this. So I'm going solo. It happens. No one was able to join. I don't have my friends in there anyways, and so it's just randoms, and to be honest, sometimes it's just easier to go alone. Now, like I said, if you're solo and you're a little worried about your health, pull one at a time, but because I know that these goblins like to chase you, I just put everybody together in a bundle. It's just easier to get them all damaged at once. These 2 trying to run up from the other side. Get out of here. There we go. Now for this dungeon, which I believe I posted solo previously on the channel. Anyways, it's now part of this giant World 2 Dungeons video. If you take a moment, they fight each other. As you see, they're killing each other off, and then you just got to come in and do the final damage. And here's a minion. Let's get him out of here. Got him. These houses on fire in the background are a little unsettling. 2020, am I right? I don't want to even joke about it. I'm out of here. This is fine. We're just going to stay here. Like, the lights are on. Ugh, who's sitting in the house? There's a whole neighborhood. Look at this. Oh, my gosh. Oh, we had a couple of guys. The flower is the worst. So try to take the flower out, and then you just, you know, it'll give the residual damage to the other guys. This part is tricky. People fall down all the time. There you go. Bye. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get poisoned, though, these things. Oops. Get out of there. Oh my goodness, for a moment I was like, do I just jump into the abyss? Like, what is this? There we go. There we go. Away from the damage. That'll keep you alive longer if you're lower level. Try to get these guys together because some of them are doing the throw attacks, which are just annoying. Where is he? There he is. Slingshots. You guys are the worst. Oh, my pet is so useful. Look at that. Took out the 2 minions. Fire the cannon. Oh, there you are. Oh, more slingshots. Would you guys get out of here? Get them all in a circle. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Nope, not that way. Where am I going? So that's the gate. There you are. There's the path. Couldn't see it for a moment. Jeez. There we go. Oh, my pet disappeared. There you are. Where am I going now? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I must have hit the top of the cliff. All right, let's fight this boy. Now when you fall, try to stay on the island areas, because if you're in the lava, you will get damaged. Like I said, you're able to do any of these missions solo. As long as you're within the level to get into the quest, you can do it. Obviously, this is taking me longer than if there was another person here. But run around in a circle, you can do it. Let's get our loot and get out of here. Okay, so the final dungeon for World 2. So we just did like the Shadow Dungeon, and now this is the Volcano Dungeon. We're going to actually fight the real Cerberus. Two mages, but we can do it. These magma goos are the worst sound in this game. I don't like it. Okay, now in this area, because it is like a tiny little corridor, I do like to get everybody coming up to the one side. It's just easier to fight. So come on back, stats. Let's go. Everybody over here. Oh no, the person left. Ah. Again, if somebody leaves on you, don't quit. If you still have your hearts, you're capable of still completing the dungeon. It'll just take a little longer, that's all. Protect myself, run around in a circle to get everybody's attention, and get everybody hopefully in the same area. Release my pet. And let's just beat up this guy. You're not listening. There you are. Bye. We got a little goo in the corner. Okay, get everybody in the area again. Okay. I should have named... Oh, you know what? I don't think I named this pet. Like, I didn't... When I was new, someone gifted me this pet. They said, does anybody want a lion? And I was like, yes. In real life, I am a Leo, and so I like lions. And this lion is red and black, and I was like, I love it. Red is my favorite sports team color, and so I like the red lion. I like it. Let's get everybody together. That lava elite, that's going to be a nuisance. I just know it. Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Not too bad. A couple more hits. I thought he was going to be like twice as hard as he is. But you see, just keep running in a circle, keeps them nice and tight in formation. We just beat them up and move on. I don't know if you hear it in the background. I'm going to try and be quiet, but we're starting to hear like a heartbeat. Do you hear it? And that's not my heartbeat, guys. No, no. That's the heartbeat of our boss. Bring it! So for this guy, if you are going solo and you're not as high leveled as I am, just do my tactic here of running around in a circle around him. It keeps him in the one location, so that way if you do any of your moves, and especially like pets and stuff, if you do anything that stays somewhere, he will stay in it if you're... what else? Hey, you come back here. Ew, that is a giant heart above us. Gross. Be aware of the floor. He's marking out where he puts the, I gotta get out of there. That's fire damage. Aye, aye. But yeah, see, just keep an eye on the floor. Keep an eye on the ground. Just run. And like I've said, because I am a light mage, my giant move, my X, that X move is like our ace up our sleeve move. All of the classes have a different X move, and they take about 1.5 minutes to come back. There's that cooldown time. But for mine, unfortunately, it doesn't work if I'm solo. It uses the attack from other people. So, yeah. But that's okay. Still did it. So if you're out there in World 0, have fun. If you see me, come play. And thank you for watching to the end. You guys have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!